Oh, okay. No. Okay. Well, we need to get involved the new members in the activities of the institutional development. We are proposing to have committees to involucrate those new members. And then the next step is to implement strategies to have our organization being more visible. That's the preparation and elaboration of physical materials, folletos informativos, and the update of our webpage. So that's we are planning to do a bit in February and March. And the other activity that we would like to implement is to have this electronic bulletines, a monthly one that we will show the updates of the different state of the projects. This we are proposing to start this month. So those are the activities that to enforce our organization in this. Some of them are during starting in this month, and some of them are going to in February, March, and then to the end of the year. So in the other hand, we have the financial fortalecimiento. So of course, the main objective is to raise funds to that going into our different programs. So we identified these activities. Well, first one is we to analyze, identify potential donors, individuals who share our vision and the kind of work that we are doing in the different communities with our development projects. And the second one is, of course, we need to have alliances or collaboration with other organizations that are compromised with their social responsibility and the impact, positive impact. So like the Lions Club or Colgate or other organizations. And of course, we need to look into the philanthropic organizations that they are giving calls for subventions or looking for funds. Like the Inter-American Foundation that we can identify, the Rutherford Foundation. Some of these openings are openings for during the whole year. The Roddenberry Foundation. And some of them we have one is that is identified that the deadline is in the next month of February. There is some more in March, April. So those are the activities that we are proposing to work in the financial strengthness, fortalecimiento financiero, and the other we are proposing to have a plan de comunicación, communication plan, yeah. Of course, our network. We need to have a content, a diversity content about the activities that we are working on the different projects. Email campaigns. Of course, that is in concordancia with the identify of the potential donors. And alliances with the local medios de comunicación, so we can collaborate with the local like newspaper, radios, or TV programs in Puno, so we can have more cobertura of the different activities of work that we are doing in the projects. So they locally our Prodian can be recognized and can be known as a NGO who are developing rural projects in the area. And there is an evaluation phase, of course, that we're proposing during April, every 3 months, with the members of the PRODIA board to see how if all the activities that is related to the strengths or fortalecimiento institutional and financial are working, or they need to be adjusted, or they need to be increase more activities in there. So that evaluation needs to be every 3 months, April, July, October, and December. And of course, it is important to have a backup suggestions or comments from the donors and the beneficiaries, so we can improve the quality of the programs and to strengthen the relations between both in a long term. So that retroalimentación is bueno, it needs to be during all year. Just to mention that as a PRODIA team, I mean, with Juber, Madelka, and Rosemary, and myself, we have a weekly meetings, and with the board of directors, we have a monthly meeting. So we're trying to have a regular, so we can follow and take decisions as a team in the different projects. I know that is challenging. I know that we've been working on this in years. Those are some weaknesses that we're trying to focus on now with Ricardo in the presidency, and with the plans to have more board members that they're doing as at the Chijnaya Foundation too, is a volunteer work. The board of directors in PRODIA, they have the main work, and they given their space and time to help us in these different activities, and they don't even receive any what's the word? And they don't receive any yes for that. So it's challenging, but I would like to I would like to know if is there any suggestions or comments that will be very helpful for us, please.
Well, I think you have wonderful current board members, and the way in which you're trying to recruit more through that process of explanation, so forth, is wonderful. I also think the PRODIA website has been terrific, and David's reports from the field, getting that message out. I hope that will be encouraging to other potential board members. And what about Rocio and Juan Carlos? Do they have suggestions of others who might be good board members? They're well connected.
Yeah, in what? Yeah, in the last meeting that we have, we propose. Yeah, before the meeting, we invite to our board members to come to and join the meeting with some friend and guests that they would like to join us. But I think it was during a week, and their friends been busy with their activities, so we didn't have any friends from both of them.
I submitted a list of 8 names, but I don't know if
Yes, we keep in the panorama. Yeah, but those are potential candidates that we need to investigate if they would like to join us in PRODIA. So as Ricardo mentioned in their intervention, we think that first of all, we need to, like Ricardo said, the 5 members need to get more involved in the work that they need to do in the board. So I think after that, like we have this potential friends that they say, yes, we would like to work with PRODIA, but we want to, that if they join, they need to have a specific task that can help us in all the activities that we are proposing to do.
Well, we wish you well. You know, not only are we nonprofit, we're using propositions in the sense that we all pay our own expenses and so on. So I'm sure it's a challenge, and more so because of your tax situation.
Yes, thanks, Susie. Thank you. Is there any other question or comments from?
Makensie just mentioned this. As ideas percolate with regard to the fundraising for Chijnaya, we'll share everything with you because you may want to try some of this in the context of whether it's a dinner party where you bring people together and tell them about what you're doing and directly ask for financial support.
The auction that you mentioned, that might be applicable to.
Auction, yeah. There is money in Peru, we know that. And I know you aspire to greater self-sufficiency in that. There's a wonderful goal.
Yeah, thanks. I think there is some questions.
Gloria, what we were talking about was just regarding compensation, that sometimes that's an incentive for folks, and because there isn't any, that can be difficult. But then we were having a further discussion about sharing ideas that we have at Chijnaya about fundraising with ProDia so that they can see how it's applicable to their setting as well. Okay, perfect.
Makensie, can you let me back?
Yep, got you. Okay. Okay, there aren't any other comments or questions. I think we're gonna take a really brief break because we only have the budget left and it should hopefully go pretty quick. But I want to let you guys stretch your legs and stuff real quick, unless you want to dive right into it.
Then what do you think, Grace? I guess people have been taking it individually, so.
Okay. Yeah, Abby wants to do it now. I think we can knock it out. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for your attention. We will keep update of what's going on in the field. And we understand that it's a challenge, and that we need to work on it. So thank you.
De eso se va a hablar. Sí, está en el. Sí, ¿cómo presentamos? Ajá, allá. Okay, Madelka is going to present the ProDia budget first. Okay.
Buen día con todos. En el presupuesto de la Asociación ProDia para el presente año, se están manteniendo los gastos administrativos casi al mismo costo, exceptuando que el presente año sí el personal necesita la actualización de los equipos celulares, porque ya son 2 años que se tienen los equipos. Luego, hay un pequeño incremento en lo que es papelería, dado de que nos ha faltado o ha superado el gasto al presupuesto que se había aprobado el 2023. En cuanto a equipamiento, estamos viendo la posibilidad de poder actualizar la computadora que utiliza el licenciado Juber, dado que no se encuentra del mismo modo, se estaba tratando de comprar una impresora pequeña o una impresora portátil para que se pueda realizar la firma de documentos en las mismas comunidades. Y como habíamos explicado el día de ayer, en el nuevo local, en la nueva oficina, hay un espacio en el patio donde podríamos utilizarlo, que bueno, está dentro del alquiler, donde podemos utilizarlo para realizar reuniones, por lo mismo que estábamos proponiendo comprar, perdón, 50 sillas de plástico que podremos utilizar cuando hayan reuniones y también utilizar colocar en el techo una malla para proteger del sol en el momento de que hayan estas reuniones. Y finalmente un micrófono para poder hacer las grabaciones de los videos y para que se escuche mejor el sonido. Esto sumaría un monto total o aproximado de $2,935, que sería el costo más alto que tendríamos para dentro de los gastos administrativos. La propuesta es, estamos solicitando para la compra de una computadora. Si es que se realiza la compra acá en Estados Unidos, obviamente eso no va a tener un documento para ingresar a Perú. Tendrían que, ¿cómo es?
Contablemente no
Ajá, contablemente no podemos hacerlo, pero podría ingresar al país. Ya sí, solamente que lo estamos contando dentro del presupuesto como información. Si es que se realiza el gasto acá, obviamente ese dinero ya no, ajá.
But if accounting wise it's there, but we just buy it separate, so it's all, yeah.
Ujú.
I would like to mention a little bit more. Well, Licenciado Yuber Aguirre is working with an old laptop and it's have 10 years. So I think it's a priority for him to, it's an old laptop. And the chairs is during the year we have meetings with the communities and like the Becarios group and the saving program in the annual meeting of our network, or the annual meeting of the saving program. We used to rent a space in a barrio in Pucará, and they rent the chairs. So we think that it's better we have the same, I mean, our own chairs, so we will save money in medium term for those expenses. So yes, that's something that I want to clarify. And María,
Sí.
please.
Luego, también se está solicitando la compra de cartuchos para la impresora, para los documentos en menor cantidad que el año anterior, dado de que básicamente se requeriría una recarga y una compra para las impresoras. Y en los implementos para trabajadores, como ya no se va a utilizar el gas para el calefactor, entonces estamos proponiendo comprar mantas solo para las piernas en caso de invierno. Sí, por eso no se compró hoy día, no se compró.
They're gonna do blankets instead of like.
Yeah.
is what they decided. Had a conversation about it.
I would like to add a little bit on, perdón, Madelka. Well, the previous years, in this item, we propose that to buy some coats and the shoes for our team that are going out of the field. But we are not requiring this year because the last year we bought that in September, so it's still in good shape. So that's why only we are considering the mantitas. Yeah.
También, como les había mencionado el día de ayer, no se pudo realizar la capacitación para los trabajadores, dado de que los costos eran mucho más elevados de lo que habíamos previsto, y es por eso que estamos solicitando este año $800 para este fin. En cuanto al mantenimiento, sigue el mismo costo, las movilidades de la misma manera, todo sigue en el mismo costo que se había presupuestado en años anteriores. Creo que voy a admitir ya. Creo que ya admití a alguien. Ajá. Ok. En los salarios de los trabajadores se mantiene al mismo costo que el año pasado. ¿Alguna pregunta?
Did someone want to ask something or?
Ah, ok.
No, sorry, someone was talking, but I think it was an accident. Go ahead.
Los salarios de los trabajadores se mantienen el mismo monto que se ha gastado el año pasado. Y creo que la doctora Katy, ¿bien? La doctora Katy necesita comunicar algo, creo.
¿Quién tiene su micrófono encendido aquí? ¿Tú?
Creo que la doctora Susi.
Susie, could you put yours on mute, please? We're having a little, is yours on mute?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you mute your Zoom, please?
Ok, ya, en el programa del grupo de ahorros, las movilidades propuestas para este año, teniendo en cuenta de que se va a ampliar o se planea ampliar los grupos, han subido un poco el costo a $1,900. De la misma manera, el encuentro anual de grupos de ahorros, siendo mayor cantidad de socios y de grupos, también ha subido un poco en el costo del mismo. En el caso de promoción y acompañamiento de grupos se está solicitando $500 y acá teníamos como pregunta si se va a contratar o no a la señora Alina Barrantes para que pueda realizar ayudar a la señora Rosemary con los nuevos grupos de ahorro, ¿no? Teniendo en cuenta de que para el mes de diciembre y enero se había estado contemplando que se le pague a todo costo por mes 1,800 soles, más o menos $500. Entonces, si es que se aprueba, de darse el caso de que se apruebe este gasto, al año serían $6,000 como trabajador no en planilla, solamente como tercero. Y lo que se había aprobado el día de ayer es continuar con los talleres de educación cooperativa con un monto de $4,000. No sé. En el programa de salud, lo que se había propuesto es un gasto total de $1,441. En el programa de becas, tenemos que según a la cantidad de becarios que han sido aprobados y teniendo en cuenta los estudios que tienen y la cantidad, porque hay algunos que son hermanos, el gasto total sería de $31,950. En lo que es apoyo a los proyectos de becarios, se sigue considerando el monto de $600, que ya se había aprobado el año pasado. Y en el caso de otros gastos, como habíamos mencionado, para entregarles sus diplomas de becarios, las medallas, gastos en papelería, etcétera, $100. Haciendo un gasto total de $32,650. En el caso de los fondos rotatorios, se está pidiendo solamente como un gasto extra, la fabricación de una rampa para que pueda subir la motocicleta hacia la oficina, dado de que en el nuevo local se necesita porque hay una vereda bastante amplia para poder subir la moto. No estamos presupuestando aproximadamente un costo de $100. El resto de bicicletas, perdón, de gastos en caso a la motocicleta sigue siendo el mismo y también teniendo en cuenta de que van a ser más grupos o grupos o comunidades o asociaciones con las que se va a trabajar la movilidad y la alimentación de supervisión o de gastos para supervisión y formación de nuevos grupos de nuevas comunidades para la fundación o para la asociación Prodía ha subido un poco. Luego, como gasto que se ha aprobado el año pasado, también hemos vuelto a colocar lo del software de fondos rotatorios. No se ha solicitado el año pasado, no se ha gastado, pero lo hemos vuelto a colocar acá con el mismo monto de $600. Y estas son la relación de comunidades o claro, de nuevas comunidades y asociaciones que se ha aprobado el día de ayer con los montos que se han considerado el día de ayer, que está Colquecachi y Virgen del Carmen, Huancuire, Apuchincurani y Asociación Pucarani, Mozos Pacari, en la Asociación Las Mercedes de Chijnaya, Asociación Virgen de Copacabana, Virgen de Fátima y en la Asociación Chascapucara y Pucayinqui, 25 de diciembre, con los montos que se han considerado el día de ayer. Dentro de los proyectos de agua también se está considerando al proyecto de Incatiana, que... ya, ok. Entonces, en este preciso instante.
The 10% increase should be there for salaries. It's not in there. It's 119 instead of 110.
That's contemplated in ours, it's just that hasn't
Los
been
sac-
communicated to them yet.
No sé cómo será.
Right, but it should go in the budget that we now approve.
I don't see in mine, but we'll have to reflect in there, yeah.
No, ¿puedes ayudarme a eliminarlo? Es que no puedo sin el mouse acá. Para que salga la suma, puedes eliminar estas dos columnas. Ya. ¿Así? Sí, algo así. Bueno, ya después lo terminamos de arreglar. En el caso para la visita de Ingenieros Sin Fronteras, también se sigue considerando el mismo monto de $1,000. El año pasado se ha gastado menos de $800, así es que estamos siguiendo, proponiendo los $1,000. Para el programa de voluntariado, se está proponiendo $1,000. Esto también teniendo en cuenta de que el año pasado se ha aprobado un monto y que no se ha gastado todo y que de repente podría sumarse al que se apruebe este año. Y para imprevistos estamos solicitando también $1,000 y en el caso de los impuestos y bancarios y comisiones también $1,000, lo cual haría un total de $211,773.30. Y fuera de esto, tenemos como saldos de los proyectos del 2003 que se han solicitado y que está en la cuenta de Prodía, el proyecto de agua potable de Lampa Union a Mantaní, que se ha aprobado $8,108.11, pero que en la cuenta es $7,985. O sea, falta un pequeño monto que se pueda sumar. Luego, estos son los montos que han quedado como del monto solicitado con lo gastado en el año pasado como pequeños saldos a favor en la cuenta. Y eso sería todo, ¿no? En este momento habría aproximadamente $15,000 o $14,900 como fondo a favor en la cuenta de Prodía, de fondos no gastados. No sé si tengan alguna duda. Sobre todo en el caso del gasto de la señora Lina, de programa de ahorros, no sé si se apruebe o no.
Susie, do we usually, is it best to go through our budget and then we approve both budgets because ours includes theirs? Okay, okay.
¿Sí? O-
Eso ya
Allá.
lo habíamos hablado.
Allá. Allá, ok.
Lo que vamos a hacer ahora es que voy a presentar en
Oh.
presupuesto y después se va a jugar.
Ya. Listo.
Okay, let's see, I'm just gonna look at the chat real quick. Okay. All right, gracias, Madelka. All right, and we're gonna do the Chijnaya budget here real quick. Give me 1 second. I think this should be the right. Okay. Can you see the screen online? Okay, you should be able to. Okay. As for the Chijnaya Foundation budget, we are contemplating approval of all of the funds that Madelka just went through, which you can see here under Prodia projects and other operational costs, as well as scholarships. We're also contemplating scholarships for Madelka and Uber's kids that are in school, as well as other operating costs. The one item that was approved this morning by the board is an increase in salary of 10% for Prodia. So that's factored in here. No sé si escucharon eso, pero autorizaron un aumento de sueldo de 10%, entonces tendríamos que reflejar eso allá, pero aquí está contemplado en nuestro presupuesto. And other than that, I did the best job I could reflecting on expenses that we had this last year in all of these budget line items, anticipating any other changes. Essentially they are maintaining the same amounts that were spent this last year, just with any subscription changes. For example, I'm sure everyone's aware, sometimes subscriptions increase on a yearly basis. So our total amount for operating costs here is $24,243. Which I don't feel, do we need to go line by line, or is that enough explanation for folks? Susie and I have been working on this pretty well. We've worked with the executive committee as well. So these numbers are exactly. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but I feel like everything's pretty self-explanatory here. We are contemplating Robert's support with our accounting for this next year as well. That's something that hopefully in the future regarding my responsibilities is something I can take on, but we're always grateful for Robert and his expertise there. My salary as well, and the board did approve this morning, which I'm very grateful for, an increase in salary as well, so thank you for that. And then other costs that I have not yet discussed are rent stipend in Lima, as well as David's phone and internet. So all of that together comes to a total of $334,303.23. I know that this is probably one of the biggest budgets I believe we've ever managed. I know it is a lot of money. I want you to be assured that we pinched everywhere we could. Essentially, this is about as low as we think that we can get it, which is one of the reasons that we are wanting to increase that amount of fundraising goal to $375,000, which will cover all of these costs, give us a little bit of cushion as well. So feeling pretty good about this budget, but please feel free to let us know if you have any questions or concerns. I think one thing, again, that we already discussed earlier that we've already been making sure that we stay true to this, that we're transparent with this, and this is something that we can give to our donors, is that we want to cut down our administrative costs as much as possible, that the funding that we receive goes directly towards the projects. So I think as well from years past that I was able to reflect back on, this is one of the larger amounts of money that we're going to be sending for projects as well. So please be assured that we're not only increasing administrative costs, unfortunately, because the cost of living is going up, but because we are also increasing our money invested in the communities where we work. Does anybody have any questions or comments? All right. Okay, so now we need to vote, correct?
Budgets, I should say.
Budgets, yeah. I move we approve the budgets that we reviewed.
Is there a second?
Roland's moving to approve.
Also, we got a second, and so all those in favor?
I,
Who seconded, just for the reflection of the minutes? Chris seconded, and It sounds like everyone voted aye. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you. I know it's never fun to talk about the budget, but hopefully that was as pain-free as possible. And we're very grateful for all of your support. And again, the tireless efforts to help fundraise for our administrative costs. All right. Well, I know it's been oh, go ahead, Liz. Was that you raising your hand to vote?
Sorry, it was actually.
That's fine. I just saw it when I changed the slide, so I wanted to make sure. Great. I know it's been a packed. Adelante.
Sorry
No,
that,
go ahead.
I interrupted. I just want to thank in the name of the Prodia team and all the members of Prodia. Thanks for this increase in salary to our team. This is of course our compromise to continue working in the different projects and with the communities. We appreciate the effort of all of you to continue supporting us, and of course we will answer with our work in the field. Thank you so much.
Gracias, David. Great. Okay, I know it's been a packed couple of days. We went through a lot of information. I don't believe there are any pending topics, but at this time, if someone would like something to be addressed, I do want to acknowledge that I think there were some wonderful conversations that will continue to happen. It's not something we can necessarily resolve in this minute. I think we want to continue talking about how we can help our hermanos alpaqueros. I think there's great conversations about fundraising, and that's always welcome. So please be assured that we will continue conversations moving forward. I want to extend a huge thank you to each one of you for being here virtually, in person. Again, I know I've said this several times, but it really does take a village. I'm really grateful that I've had the guidance of many of you to help put this meeting together, as well as the support of Prodia. And I appreciate all of your patience as well while I'm getting up to speed on how the foundation works. It's been a wonderful 9 months so far. Yes, Mike, we are going to get to next year's meeting places and dates. I just wanted to say a little thank you before we talked about next year. So yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to touch on anything. Adelante.
Gracias. En español, ma. Acerca de los hermanos alpaqueros. Si hacemos un recuerdo, en todas nuestras reuniones siempre tenemos el problema con los hermanos alpaqueros, que la producción de lana es muy... no pagan bien por la producción de lana. Todos los años es lo mismo. Entonces, pienso que deberíamos hacer algo diferente y trabajar en un estudio de mercado de cuál es la mejor forma de ayudar a los alpaqueros para que la venta de sus lanas o lo que propone Uber de los hilos o qué otra opción es lo mejor para que ellos puedan tener un mejor desarrollo con sus alpacas o la carne, etc. Porque si les decimos a los hermanos alpaqueros no críen más alpacas, ¿a qué actividad se van a dedicar? Considerando de que en las alturas es lo que tienen más a la mano. Entonces pienso que podríamos reunirnos con ellos y ayudarlos a ver con este estudio de mercado qué otras opciones se tienen para mejorar el trabajo que ellos realizan con las alpacas. Ese es mi comentario. Gracias.
Gracias, Ricardo. Great. Does anybody else want to comment on? Go ahead, Ralph.
This may be a conversation. But I noticed that of our budget for next year, which is what, 334,000,
Mm-hmm.
200,000 is going for itself. That's a high percentage. And I know that those are administrative costs, and I know that they are essential. What I'm suggesting is that we really need to make an effort that more money goes into the communities directly and not into salaries. I don't think we want to simply be an organization that pays salaries to 4 or 5 or 6 people. I think we need more projects where the money gets to the people themselves directly. I understand that all this is educational. I understand the administrative complexities. But unless we can increase the money that is actually used directly for projects, then I think we are in some trouble. I certainly did not become involved in order to raise money just to support 5 people's salaries. Even if they're doing good work and doing, you know, helping people there, but I really suggest we make a strong effort, not only to raise enough money so that percentage goes significantly down, and that it yields more that goes to communities. Now, the saving grace is that most of the money, or a good percentage of that money, does come from board members, so it is not something that we are asking other people to support, but it's just a concern that I have. It's part of a growing process. I understand that as well. And just it bothers me quite a bit.
Go ahead, Susie.
I think we're getting close to closing statements, and so I want to say a special thank you to all of the board members for their sticking with us through the past couple of days and all the efforts that have been made along the way, particularly in the area of fundraising. I think Ralph raises a really important question for all of us. Yesterday, when we went through the projects, I'm reminded that another board member to the right here, Chris, kept saying, well, couldn't we give them a little bit more? And a tendency to really want to support to the maximum of the request. And of course, there we're constrained by an effort to want to make sure that we're not giving out more than people can reasonably handle and pay back and follow rules that we've used in the past. And I think it's wonderful that we have expanded rather dramatically through the efforts of our team, the number of communities that we've been facing, that we've been able to interact with, and that we have programs for putting money into improving skills in those communities, and certainly have assigned that for next year. I think that's a wonderful initiative, and one that we can expand the capabilities within the communities themselves. I think it's clear that none of this would happen without a team in the field. It just doesn't make sense. And that people giving their life's work to this kind of thing requires that they be compensated, and compensated in a fair and just fashion. And fortunately, we have board members who have been able to make that possible. So my gratitude for everyone for that. And I hope that we can have another fine year of fundraising, expand the people that have been supporting us. As Connie reminds us, we are very fortunate to have loyal donors, and we want to go back to them again and make sure that they feel appreciated and that their funds are being used appropriately. My thanks to Makensie, who has done an absolutely terrific job beginning in April this year and really taking over in a very major and important way and moving us forward without a hitch of any sort. Deeply grateful to her for all that, and also to every member of the board who have come through in wonderful ways across the years. Next year, we hope to be in Peru. We've been having a wonderful conversation with Dr. Ricardo about meeting in Arequipa, as we did back just before in the pre-pandemic era in 2020. meet in Arequipa to get ourselves through our formal business meetings and then go on to the Altiplano after we've accustomed ourselves to the altitude for a bit and wrap things up just in time to see the major Candelario celebration. And I am told by Dr. Ricardo that he will be with one of the major dance groups on February 2nd. So we have that to look forward to as well. Thank you very much. I think I'll give it back to Makensie if there are any other closing statements from folks, but I just want to express my appreciation for the entire year. It's been fabulous.
No, you're okay. Thank you, Susie.
If I may make a presentation to Makensie.
What do you want, Susie? Sorry.
In your free time from fundraising
I'm
and
sorry.
other activities, here are some books to read about the Altiplano that will allow you to bring yourself up to
Thank
date
you.
on the
Wonderful.
culture of the Altiplano,
Great. Thank you, Ralph.
which is essential.
I look forward
success.
to it. Thank you. Thank you, Ralph.
And I had something to hand out also, but I don't have access.
I'll go grab it. I'm sorry. I hadn't gotten a chance to, we didn't really get the break that I was hoping for to go grab it. I can go do that right now, but as Susie was mentioning, we do have plan to meet in Arequipa next year. We'll have to look a little bit further at dates. I think that's something usually we can discuss as an EC and send out, so we don't have to agree on anything yet, but I don't think there will be any opposition to having an excuse to meet together in Peru. So unless somebody else suggests potentially other dates, it sounds like we want to be there around February 2nd is what it sounds like. So we'll adjust these dates accordingly and let you know where the meeting will be. But again, I can't thank you guys enough for all of your support this last year, for being here with us and for the continued guidance and expertise on behalf of the foundation. We're very grateful for all of your support, and special thanks to Prodia as well for always working alongside to ensure that we're getting the work done, obviously, as well as the materials we need to encourage people to continue supporting. So I don't know if anybody else wants to say any last final things, but mil gracias. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough for all that you do. So yeah, gracias. Thank you, everybody, for those that were listening from afar. We're grateful for you. Great. We have a message in the chat. Liz is saying thanks to everybody. And I also wanted to say hi to Wilson. Thank you for joining us. Grateful you're here. Sure.
Dr. Mike was on a lot of, really a lot of hard work.
Yes.
As treasurer, he's doing a great job, and we're really so sorry that he missed being here in person. But thank you, Dr. Mike, for all of your work.
Thanks, Dr. Mike.
My pleasure, and I'm looking forward to Arequipa in good health.
Yes. Good goal for the next year, for sure.
Don't forget, Robert is supposed to be on the way there with a light lunch, so.
Here, thank you.
He's there. Oh, is that, okay, all right. I don't, because we already paid for it, so we should make sure you guys eat it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll be in touch with a follow-up email sharing the recording of this, minutes and what have you. So thank you, thank you. A special thanks to Liz and Kathy for taking all the notes. Very grateful for that. Again, it takes a village. I know everybody's been involved in different capacities. So thank you so much. All right, well, I'll give you back the rest of your Saturday. So enjoy your weekend and we'll be in touch. Thank you, everyone, for a great meeting.
Adios.
Bye. Thank you.
I'm sorry that Huber wasn't able to be here.
Yeah, and you were, I don't know if he's still there, but la próxima vez tienes que renovar tu visa para poder venir.
Ok, gracias a todos.
Gracias.
Hasta luego, doctor Ralph.
Mandan saludos. También gracias por estar
Gracias.
por acá.
Saludos, doctora
Un abrazo para
Susi,
todos. Thank you,
doctora
everyone.
Elizabeth, a todos, a todos. Bye,
Thank
bye.
Bye. Thank you, Ankur, for being here as well.